Hey everybody, Radioactive here for another video. You see the Reflex 6 sitting in front of me again. This is another Reflex 6. This isn't the basic kit Reflex 6. This is completely stock. Because what we're going to do today is we're going to put the Advanced kit in it. Now the Advanced kit comes with a shortened dead space filler cap. Comes with this if you buy the physical. This is a 2mm craft foam seal. This is to make sure the rotator stays down flat, makes the rotation just a little bit nicer. This is another dead space filler. This one goes on the plunger head. This is a plunger tube, what did I call it? Support piece? Plunger tube support with a spacer inside of it. Now what this does, you're going to be moving the plunger tube forward a little bit. And so the only thing this does is extend the support out to keep it from fishtailing all over the place. And this one is an open one so that you can put something like a K26 in it, or I believe I've cut down some Fate springs or knockout springs for it. Now a stock knockout spring does work really well on this. I do like it quite a bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these and we are pretty much immediately going to move them all over here because we are not going to install it in this portion of the video. Go ahead and put this off to the side a little bit because we do need to test the stock performance. Now, let's put in our Elite Darts. I've decided to use the Elite Darts once again. Just to give us a nice, consistent dart type. We can compare performance. All right, that's good. Let's get our chronograph. $79, that's really high. 74.1, 77.2. This is way more consistent. 81 and higher than the other Reflex 6 was. 70.3. Okay. 74.9. And I dropped another dart. That's great. Alright, so let's check our shot memory. 79, 74.1, 77.2, 81. That's our high, I believe. 70.3, 74.9. So that is actually quite good. I think that's a little bit higher, probably by a few FPS than the other red one was. Let me see if I can grab the dart that I dropped. I don't want to roll over it in my chair or anything. Alright, so now that we've got this, we're going to open it. The worst part of a Reflex 6 mod, opening the Reflex 6. You got quite a few screws. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And they are all a much shallower pitch screw than a Nerf screw, so you have to put way more work into actually removing them. They're pretty tight. It's not fun having to test this blaster. If you just have to open it once to put in your kit and everything works well, woohoo, we're good, we've got it. But for me, having to open this thing hundreds of times, that might not be an exaggeration, to test all these different combinations and cylinders, and it's just a mess. It's a mess. That's all it is. Alright, we're getting through. Did I get that one? I did. I got that one as well. I missed this one. And I got that one. So 3 more screws and we can open this up. And I already know that this cannot reach this screw, so I'm going to go ahead and get my other flathead. It fits in there just about perfectly. And now here we go. So the difference between this kit hold on, this thing is always so irritatingly difficult to open. There we go. Take this, put it off to the side. Take this out, put this off to the side. So, as I was saying, I've got a pile of blasters over there now. Oof. And once again, alright, so, I'm sorry. As I was saying, this kit increases the draw length. So I believe the stock, I don't remember the exact numbers for the draw. I believe it increases it, well, we can see here, actually. Increases it that much, so 10 millimeters. It increases the volume from 35 or 37.5 cubic centimeters to 42.5, I believe. So a nice little improvement. Not incredible, but nothing to scoff at. Get this opened a little bit. And then try and get our screwdriver into this side. Be careful not to hurt yourself. And now your air restrictor is out. You could, if you needed to, just put the cap back on and you're good. But I am getting rid of this cap. Don't need it. Don't want it. It doesn't help me. We're going to put on this cap. So now we have to get our snips. Cut. 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 There's your air restrictor, like bottom piece. Put this off to the side, get this back. And now we have these 4 sections we have to make flat. You have to make them flat. It doesn't work if they're not flat. Make them as good as possible. Don't cut yourself. It's never a good thing. I believe, hold on, let me look at it closer. Yes, there is a lip on the inside, so you do need to also run your X-Acto around the inside, as well as trying to cut these big chunks out. Let me make sure. Let me get this a little bit closer to the body so I have finer motor control over it. We do not want to score the inside of the plunger tube at all. So we got to be real careful. And now we have our final one. I'm going to try to do this in sight of this camera. Okay, so that's pretty good. Now take your X-Acto and run around the inside of it. Alright. Blow it out. I'm just cleaning up little leftover bits in here. Alright. Clean off your workspace. I got glue here last time. Alright, that should be good. Let's do a test fit. It's doing the damn thing again. That's irritating. popped back out. So I'm not quite sure what causes that. That's so irritating. I'm going to go ahead and take this to it. I'm going to try and run this inside bit all around. Just to try and make it easier on myself. I don't want the same issue I had yesterday. Oh, and I didn't actually clean off this side. Alright. Take our X-Acto, clean off this little ledge that we've built up because of doing that. We're not actually cutting, we're just kind of scraping it off. I feel like I learned how to get rid of this a long time ago. Sorry, let me oof. But I don't know. It's irritating. Lined it up correctly. We get another look at it. I'm going to try and clean off the inside of this. Now, I don't know if that's what's causing it, if there's like an artifact in here or something that's having an issue. But yeah, this isn't. Now let's see what happens. Weird. I don't understand it. It's irritating. It pisses me off. I might, at a later point, I may have to design something for this. Let me hit it with the X-Acto one more time just to make sure I didn't accidentally leave something on the inside there. And I've fucked up. I've cut into the side here. Terrible mistake. I hope that doesn't screw up performance. Shit. You can kind of see, I don't know if you can actually see, but I can see in here where I've kind of scored the inside. Shit. And now it won't even stay in there at all. That's... okay, whatever. Gonna try one more thing. Actually, I'm just gonna hope that this rubber band that I've found makes it work. Alright, so let's take this. We're gonna do the exact same thing we did for the basic kit, just with the upgrade kit. And because this side is open, makes everything much easier. We're going to put a real big dollop on that side. Careful not to get any on your fingers. This is Loctite Clear Silicone Waterproof Sealant. This is my preference. I've seen people use super glue, epoxy, or hot glue to do this. Don't recommend that. I recommend this. Used up that foam that I had, so let me go ahead and get more foam. More dead foam that I can use to kind of slather this stuff on. That should be good. That there is a dead waffle dart that I used at some point. Try and move that over here. Where did that little blade go that I had? Whatever, we'll use this one. Cut it in half. Cut it in half long ways. Cut it in half long ways. There we go. Put this back over here. Now let's see if we can do this without getting any glue on our fingers. That's going to be an impossible challenge. Try and press this glue down into this channel that we've created. Ooh. Gotta have pretty deft fingers to not get this glue on them. Now this stuff, it does take a little while to cure, so we're not in any rush to do this. Alright, throw this bit of foam away. Now we're going to get the excess off the top of it, and we don't want any on the inside. We're going to try and get the excess. I'm actually going to drop this one. Now we're going to try and pull the excess off of everywhere. Excess is bad, okay? We can put some on that side. All right. Now that's that. Take this, we know the way to line up. The flat bit, the flat top is going to go towards this bump type of deal. And press it down. It is still doing that. I hate this. All right. All right. So I don't know how much of that struggle I'm going to cut out, but it was a pain to get this on here. I've actually already fixed both the basic kit and the advanced kit so that they will no longer push these caps off. So I just put down a large enough weight. Let me actually see how well this is going to seal. Don't actually know where it's... Ah. It's going to be breaking the seal right here. Now, it's a good enough seal that it doesn't bother me. Not very much lube on there. At least for the current, whatever. But you can do this a little bit better than I did. To really fix it, you would have to put some of the lube on the inside on this general area right here, just to prevent any of that problem. So, now we're going to get into how to install the rest of the kit. And then the results. So, I'm going to take my brush on super glue here. This is what I like. You could probably just use regular super glue or anything else that will glue this this craft foam to this. Line it up, make sure it's nice, and then I like to press it down on a flat surface for a few seconds just to make sure that the seal, that it gets everywhere correctly. Alright, now that looks good. Same as the basic kit yesterday. We are going to grab this. There is a little bit of a print seam right here. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. Get rid of the print seam. Alright. Find this. I don't want that one. I want this. Take it. And be very careful not to get any of this stuff on your skin. I just broke my own rule there. That's great. Take that. Put it in there. Oof, I took a layer of skin. Press it. Yikes. Alright, that should be good. You should probably actually clean this out of lube. I'm sorry, I'm doing this really late at night. I'm trying to get this done I guess technically it's the morning before this is supposed to go out, so yeah, you probably want to clean that off of any lube so it actually does stick really well. Alright, so now we should be able to put everything together. I'm going to go ahead and take this out for a moment. I'm going to use the stock spring, so I'm going to use the back spacer that has the spacer in it, the spring spacer in it. I'm going to unscrew this. Put it down, take the spring out. I did not clean out the inside of this. When am I going to learn? Elephant's foot is a huge problem. So, I'm going to clean the elephant's foot out of the bottom of it. Now, I could probably just totally prevent this by tapering, by using some taper, which might as well. That'll probably be something I end up doing. Because it is a huge problem, especially in the area that I'm working on right now. Because this is the part where the catch tooth on the plunger rod goes through, and if that catches, it could really be not that great. Alright, that should be good. I'm going to take this and clean it out. Clean out any of the corners that couldn't get to. but also the extra little bit of, well, I guess the excess plastic that raises up from the filing. There is a seam right here. I'm not sure if that'll actually hurt anything, but it can't help. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of it. And I'm noticing that there was some support that was made on these. Well, not quite sure exactly how useful they are currently, but in this version, if I remove one, kind of acts as a airflow hole so that air can get in behind the plunger tube head and improve performance. I'm just going to make sure that each one of these is removed of the excess supports and everything that was left behind when I removed them. Alright, good. That should be good. So we're going to use this. The install would be the exact same if you use the open one. So, do need to grab this as well for the installation. So you'll notice that this goes over. This way. So the open side goes down. Does have to go on this thing itself. I don't want to lose that. Then put on your spring. And then put back on your plunger head. Screw it all together. Make sure the threads line up. You can do that by backing it out a little bit and then trying to put it down again. I'm going to put some lube. I'm going to lube it up. Lube it up. And now I've never actually installed one of these with the hinges, I guess. These things. I've never actually tried to install this with it on. I have made it so that it can do so. I'm not quite sure if it does work the way I had hoped it does. Alright. This goes down, the tooth down, open side down. Yes, it does seem to work as I had hoped it would. That's good, that's good. Now, this can go on. So there's a flat side, and you want that to be down. That doesn't exactly fit. So I'm going to take this and ream it out. There is also an elephant's foot on this tiny little plate, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to take it out. Be careful not to hurt yourself. Now it goes on. Awesome. So it goes on. Let's move this. And this way. And you press it down until it fits under this part. And now it should keep it perfectly still, flat. And the body, the other side of the body, will press down here to keep it down. So this doesn't... See how well it moves now. I'm going to actually put some lube right here because it is a rather tight fit. Also going to go ahead and put some lube on the tooth. Just maintenance, make sure everything is running smoothly. There we go. That's good, that's good, that's good. Alright. Put your trigger back in. So it actually should also kind of hit there. Let's put our... Interesting. That should be able to move a little bit, but it is not. Alright. Actually, what I've got to do, I'm going to trim down this with these. So the top is causing it to be pushed back a little bit, so it's not going to attain full seal. So I'm going to cut here. You don't even need them, honestly. I have literally only kept them because they are a good mark of how to line this up. Try once more. Okay, it is moving now a little bit. I need to adjust that. Interesting. Oh, actually, another elephant's foot problem. This part is actually really old by now. I printed a lot of them probably a year ago, or 2 years ago even. So, maybe you should test fit before you put on the foam, because this little bit of elephant's foot on the top can rub, and it will cause problems. Alright. Now that works better. Alright. Let's put this back in. It now does full seal. That is great. Alright, I believe that's all the parts. This one, that one on there. And then we have this one left over. Keep it if you want to put K25 or a Fate spring or knockout spring or something similar in it. It could be really useful for those situations. And now we're going to put it all back together, and I'm going to get some FPS results. Now, I do consider the spacer to be a requirement if you're going to stick with the stock spring, simply because this also acts as a draw extension mod. So you do go from about 37 cubic centimeters of volume to 42.5. A pretty sizable increase considering the stock volume. Make sure everything is lined up correctly in here. If you go with a more extreme mod, you have to be really careful to make sure that the spring is actually sitting on both sides of this back spring plate on the back. I think I have a separate design somewhere that kind of attempts to use this as a spring plate to more equally spread out the forces, but that is not in this kit. I might have put that in the next kit I'm designing, but who knows when or even if that'll be done. It's a way more advanced mod than even the advanced mod of the Reflex 6 is. I hate these screws. Yikes. Always tires out my thumb. All right, and we are done. All right, nothing's falling out. Let's fill up the turret with our elite darts. Again, using elite darts as kind of like a measuring stick between cylinder types. Everybody's going to have these, especially if you get a hammer shot. All right, that's good. Let's get out our airsoft chronograph. You do have to make sure it's pulled back all the way because this is a maximum compression spacer. I'm not sure about that one. That was 72.8. 78.6. 79.7. Now again, this is really just to improve the consistency. It's not going to improve performance too terribly much. That one was off again. 72.5. It won't improve performance much on the very small stock cylinder. It's just the way it is. But it will improve performance quite a bit on things like the mega cylinder or even the full brass barrel cylinder. I'll show that over there at the end of this. 77.8. Make sure these are lined up. That wasn't lined up. 76.6. 76.1. So actually, that's really interesting. Maybe this is the seal that's causing an issue. I really should have gone back and covered up that hole. It's a really difficult upgrade to do. It's not a mod guide if I don't drop a dart off the desk. Not too happy with the results of this, but it does kind of make sense. I did mess up the seal. I can go back, spread it over. Oh well. Lesson learned. That's a lesson for you to learn and a lesson that I have learned. This is only I want to say it's the second advanced kit. Perhaps the third advanced kit I've done. So we're going to say mid to high 70s, even though there were a couple of low 70s. Most were in the mid to high 70 range. Now, if I remember correctly, it's been a few days, we did see pretty much the same performance, maybe a little bit higher before the modification. Again, unfortunately, I did mess up the seal a little bit in this mod, but I'm not perfect. So, we may go forward with the basic mod kit instead of the advanced for things like the mega or the extended elite dart barrels. Now, I'm not sure if I will do the elite dart barrels, or not the elite, the long brass barrels. This is a kit that I offer. When paired up with that advanced kit that I showed you, you can tell because this is way further forward. The rear load door is part of the kit. I've seen people do 4-inch barrels and a 6? I think it was a 6 kilogram spring and about 4-inch barrels that it got them about just under 150 FPS. But this is a monster. I guess I'll show it. I guess I can show it in this one. If I can find a dart. Can never find a dart. We'll use this one. Now, I will not put my hand in front of the barrel here. Line it up. Press in. Turn it 1 so that it is right there. Draw. And then bit of a test here, just to kind of show you. Just to kind of show you what performance you can get if you do it correctly. Alright, that dart was actually bad. Hold on. I'm going to get you a heavy dart. My brand new black foam workers. So either that didn't register correctly, or it was just a bad dart. That was a really, really, really used dart. Pressed in, turn it. Good. That is not 140. Unless I put the lower spring in this. I don't think I did. Maybe I just need to do performance or maintenance on it. It has been sitting around a little bit. I did just pull it off the side of my table. But this, I've gotten up well past 250 FPS. So that is something that you can do with it. I think that was with a 16 kilogram Fate spring. So, yeah. Where did the thing go? Here it is. So that was the advanced kit for the Reflex 6. We both learned a little bit here today. Links for everything will be in the description. And sorry, I got distracted. And I'm Radioactive. I hope you have a great day.